Hi, and welcome to Jam-Packed Business Made Easy. My name is Jam Anderson, and I'm the CEO of Jam AI. And today, we're practicing exactly what we teach. You're about to listen to a podcast that's truly automated with our AI hosts, who are now our new friends. We also would like to invite you to listen to our podcasts that come out every Friday, where Flora is interviewing entrepreneurs just like you. We're exploring authentic challenges and discovering practical solutions together. Speaking of community, if you're looking for a community, you can find us on the School platform. Just search for the #1 community for entrepreneurs. All right, let's dive in.
Okay, so you've poured all this effort into creating something really valuable, right? A great freebie could be an ebook, a checklist, maybe a webinar, and people are downloading it, which is great. Your list is growing, you're getting leads, fantastic. But here's the tricky part, the bit that gets really interesting. How do you actually turn those curious folks, the freebie seekers, into loyal, paying customers? What's that secret sauce, that lever that flips interest into actual sales?
That's such a critical question because let's be honest, the download itself isn't the end game. The true value, the real win, is in the conversion. I mean, a lead magnet is only as good as its power to actually bring in revenue, right? So today we're doing a deep dive into how AI, specifically these powerful tools like GPT, are completely transforming this process. They're automating things, yes, but also personalizing that whole journey from someone grabbing your freebie to becoming a paying customer. It makes your sales funnel way more effective and honestly save you a ton of time. We've dug into some really fascinating sources for this, showing exactly how it works and, importantly, the best ways to actually do it.
Okay, fantastic. Let's unpack all of that. Our mission today really is to give you some tangible action, some clear insights you can use. We want you to understand how to leverage AI for your email sequences so you can stop leaving potential sales just sitting there and start building a truly powerful sales engine from those freebies. So we agree, freebies are brilliant for lead gen. They get people interested, get them onto your list. But the conversion piece is key. And our sources are all pointing to these AI-powered email sequences as the game changer. How exactly do these sequences driven by GPT actually work? How do they bridge that gap? And just for clarity, when we say GPT, we mean things like generative pre-trained transformers, the AI models behind tools like ChatGPT, the ones that can generate really human-like text.
Right. And what's just fascinating here is the combination of automation and personalization, but doing it at scale. Think about it. Someone downloads your freebie. Instantly, an AI-generated email sequence starts up. But this isn't your standard generic autoresponder that just sends the same thing to everyone. No. GPT can actually tailor each email. It looks at the subscriber's profile, maybe info they gave you on the sign-up form, how they're engaging with the emails, and it tweets the message. So it feels like a one-to-one conversation, even if you have thousands of people on your list. It's like having a dedicated sales assistant for every single person working 24/7.
Wow, okay. That does sound incredibly powerful. You're basically saying we could scale that personal touch that used to take so much manual effort. So could you walk us through what a typical sequence like that actually looks like? Our sources gave a pretty clear example, didn't they?
Absolutely. Yeah, think of it less like a sequence and more like a guided conversation designed to nurture people gently towards your paid stuff. Not a hard sell, more of a journey. So here's a common 6 email flow that our sources identify as being really effective. First up, email, #1, welcome and deliver freebie. Straightforward. Thanks for downloading. Here's your link. Simple. Gets them what they wanted immediately. Crucial first step for trust. Okay, then email, #2, value introduction. This one starts building that connection. The prompt you might give GPT here could be something like, show how others have used this specific freebie to achieve a specific desirable result. It demonstrates the benefit right away. And it could even pull in details they provided, like busy professionals, like you find this saves hours.
Yeah, I see. So it's not just generic value. It connects their potential situation to the freebie's benefit immediately.
Exactly. Then email, #3, educational content. Here you go beyond the freebie. Offer more value. Establish your expertise. So maybe something like 3 ways to get even more from the topic of the freebie, or a common mistake to avoid when doing related tasks. You're educating, deepening that engagement, showing you know your stuff. Next, email, #4, social proof or a testimonial. This is all about building trust. The prompt could tell GPT, share a story of how customer name went from their problem to their success using our approach. Real stories, especially ones that feel relevant to the subscriber, really resonate. It shows it's possible.
Yeah, showing, not just telling.
Yeah.
Makes the outcome feel more achievable for them. Okay, what's email 5?
Right. Email, #5, Soft pitch or upsell. Now you gently introduce your paid offer. It's positioned as an invitation, not a demand. Something like, ready to take the next step. Here's an exclusive offer for our product service. You tie it back to the value you've already provided. It feels like a natural progression. And finally, if it makes sense for the offer, email, #6, last call or follow-up. This adds a little bit of urgency. Hey, just a reminder, your special offer ends soon, or don't miss out. It prompts action for those who are close but haven't quite committed.
That's a really clear roadmap. You can see the flow, how each email builds on the last one. And the absolute key here, as you said, is that GPT can tailor each one. It's not just mail merge with a name. It's generating content that feels personally relevant based on their data. That personalization at scale. That's the truly transformative part, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It lets you keep that personal feel even as you grow.
Okay, so we've talked about what's the sequence structure. Let's shift to the how-to. Our sources went deep on best practices for actually using GPT effectively for this. For listeners wanting those concrete action steps, what are the critical things they need to nail?
Right, putting it all together effectively. Okay, here are the key strategies we pulled from the sources. First, and this is fundamental, automated nurturing. It has to kick off automatically when someone signs up. Non-negotiable. Speed is everything here. That follow-up needs to be timely, right when their interest is highest. So that means getting your tech setup right, your sign-up form, talking to your email system. Second, we've touched on it, but let's really emphasize personalization at scale. Like you said, it's way beyond just using their first name. GPT needs to use everything you know, maybe their industry, the specific problem they mentioned, pages they visited on your site, to make the email content itself feel like it was written just for them. That level of relevance builds trust incredibly fast.
That's a huge point. Personalizing the content, not just the greeting, makes them feel seen, understood.
Precisely. Third point, building on that. Conditional logic. This is where things get really smart. Good email platforms let you set rules. So if someone clicks a specific link, or even better, if they actually buy something, the AI knows to stop sending them the sales emails for that thing. Maybe it triggers a different sequence, like onboarding or a thank you. It stops you from sending irrelevant, potentially annoying messages. Huge for customer experience.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. Avoids those awkward, buy the thing you just bought emails.
Exactly. Fourth, provide context to GPT. Think of GPT like a brilliant intern. It needs a good brief. The more you tell it about your audience, your product's details, your brand voice, the specific goal of this email sequence, the better the output will be. Give it examples of your style. Really invest time in crafting those prompts.
Right, so you're essentially teaching it to be your marketing voice for this specific task.
Right.
Which leads nicely to the next point, I imagine.
It does. Fifth, iterate and refine. This isn't a one-and-done thing. You have to look at what GPT generates. Edit it. Check for tone, accuracy, make sure it sounds like you. But more than that, look at the data. Are people opening email, #3? Are they clicking the link in email, #5? Use that feedback to tweak your prompts, maybe A/B test different angles GPT suggests. It's a continuous improvement loop. Sixth, use proven frameworks. Don't just tell GPT to write an email, guide it. Our sources really highlight frameworks like hook story offer or value-based storytelling. These work because they tap into basic psychology. So your prompt might instruct GP2. Start with a hook about problem, tell a brief story about transformation, then make a clear offer for product. It structures the persuasion. And finally, number 7, include clear calls to action, CTAs. Every single email needs one clear next step. Don't be vague. Tell people exactly what you want them to do. Book a demo here, start your free trial now, watch the video, make it obvious and easy.
That's super practical. It's clear it's not just about switching on the AI and walking away. It's a partnership. You guide it strategically, give it the right inputs, use proven structures, and then you refine based on what actually works. It's human strategy amplified by AI efficiency.
That's the perfect way to put it. You leverage the AI for the heavy lifting, the personalized writing, the scheduling, freeing you up for strategy, analysis, and optimization. It really changes the game for late nurturing. And for listeners thinking, okay, how do I actually do this? Our sources mentioned some specific tools worth checking out. First, there's the Forge Sales GPT. It's a free AI tool, which is great. And it's good not just for these nurture sequences after a freebie, but also for generating cold outreach emails too. So quite versatile. Then there's the email sequence generator GPT. This one seems really focused on automating the whole flow, including those conditional triggers we talked about, adapting based on what users do, makes the complex stuff more accessible. Also mentioned was the sales email generator GPT. This one specifically leans into that hook story offer framework. So if you really want to nail that persuasive structure, this tool is built for it. And lastly, maybe the most important resource, prompt engineering guides. These aren't software, but guides on how to write effective prompts for GPT. Learning how to clearly tell the AI what you need, the structure, tone, goals, personalization points is absolutely crucial for getting good results consistently. Time spent learning prompt skills is time well spent.
Okay, great resources. So pulling this all together after our deep dive, what's the big takeaway? What does this mean for someone wanting to get real results from their freebie strategy?
Well, connecting it all, the big picture is this. AI-powered email sequences, using tools like GPT, can genuinely shift your freebie from just being a list builder into a powerful, automated sales engine. By automating that follow-up in a way that's personalized, relevant, and timely, you're not just nurturing leads, more effectively building trust, showing authority, you're actually driving conversions. You're turning those initial freebie downloads into loyal customers who get value from what you offer. It really is about working smarter, scaling your sales efforts without having to scale your own time proportionally.
Yeah, this whole conversation really drives home that the path from someone grabbing a freebie to becoming a paying customer can be much clearer, much more automated, and way more personal now, all thanks to AI. It's about that smart nurturing, that personalized chat, and that efficient follow-up working together.
It really does. It underscores that building a list is just step one. Building the relationship that leads to action. That's the key. And doing that at scale, that's the revolution here. It opens up growth possibilities that were just much harder before.
So for you listening, here's something to think about. If you could automate and personalize that entire sales journey for every single person who downloads your freebie, what could that unlock for your business? What new levels of scale, what new impact did you achieve? Maybe think about just one email sequence you could start building or improving with AI today. Which one could start turning those downloads into actual revenue? We really hope this deep dive gave you some valuable insights and a clear path forward on this important topic. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep building.